Welcome back, Fatties, to the Phat Chat, where the pH is as toxic as the pool water your cousin peed in. I'm your host tonight, Cisco, joined by Neff, Joshua, and Jimena. Here on the Phat Chat, your interests are our interests, usually. As we mentioned on the last episode, we need your help. If the Phat Chat can reach 1,500 followers on Instagram and 1,000 plays on any platform, we will be holding another raffle with a grand prize of 2 topic rights and a PS4. On tonight's episode, we'll be interviewing our newest fatty, Jimena, and we'll get to know her a little better. We have Amber's topic, I hate it when, and I can't stand it when. We'll be talking about the state of the ecosystem in places like Florida and the Arctic, and how it's affecting us today. Then we'll have a special guest with us today, David, who submitted the topic, proper bus etiquette. Let's dive into the toxicity of the Phat Chat with Jimena. Now, Jimena, unfortunately, Chon won't be on with us tonight, so we'll be asking his questions for him. He sends his deepest apologies and begs for your forgiveness.
Yeah, what do you got to say to that, first off?
Well, I'm fine with it. I mean, of course. I'm just kidding. No, I was really excited to see him this time, but I mean, if he's not going to be on this time, well, I'm glad to take over. I'm just kidding. We'll see him next time.
Don't you think that's a very rude move from a coworker that's doing that to you on your initiation night? I mean, come on.
Are we going to HR for this?
It's a lot of paperwork.
I'm sure it is.
So the parking lot with the bat, I guess?
Exactly. No paperwork needed. Just blood spatter. That's it. Just blood proof.
Oh, man.
Well, it's my turn. Well, I'm first up, I guess. First up to ask you a question. So life is ever changing, right? Life is ever changing. Trends, social media, they start making things more risque, things okay. So from your perspective, what is life like for a young woman like yourself today? What are some new or recurring challenges you have to go through or face?
Life for me, I would say, is full of problems and complications. You never know what you're gonna get. I've been thrown stuff that I didn't expect was going to happen, and slowly but surely, I'm trying to face them, along with my family and my friends. Thank God for that. And I'm just trying to keep it moving, man. Because if we don't, you're just gonna be stuck in that big hole of disappointment and sadness that you don't need in your life. You need to continue forward. And as a young woman, it's hard sometimes, but you just continue on. You just make it work somehow. I don't know how, but you do. It's difficult to explain. But I love where I am right now, and I'm really trying to push it forward, but just gotta continue forward, man. That's all I gotta say for that. And
So in order to overcome those challenges, then that's what you got to do. You just got to keep pushing forward and overcome it.
yeah, not just by yourself, but with the people you love, especially your family and your friends. I feel like if they're there, nothing can stop you.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
you-
What are some new or recurring challenges you have to go through or face?
Some recurring challenges would be like the process of like time. Like I feel like I never have time for anything anymore. And I have to make that time, because if I don't, there's so many things that I'm going to be leaving behind, and that's what I don't want. I want everything to fit in my schedule. Thankfully, like if I work hard enough and I work consistently on these things, like it'll come through, but I have to be consistent. I get very distracted through many things in my life, so keeping focus on what I need to do is what I really, really need to do and continue doing.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, time management obviously is something that we all go through, but the first part is to identify it, and the first part is to know that you have an issue with it. So that's really cool. That's really good that you're working on that.
Thank you.
That's pretty heavy, I'm not gonna lie. I guess for my question is, what would you consider to be your claim to fame, either for now or in the near future, or in the future that you have set up for yourself?
Can you elaborate, like, what do you mean by claim for fame? Like, what do you
think defines you?
Oh, what defines me? I think what would define me is my pressure again to keep moving forward, and my friends and my family. I feel like that defines me in a way, and I know like for fame, like it's not really the ideal thing, but again, my friends and my family are my ideal thing, and I feel like without them, I can't do anything. Like by myself, you really can't do. So in order to conceive fame, I feel like people have to be around you to be able to be more.
That's interesting. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm actually, I don't know if this is like interjecting. I don't know if you guys mind, but so most of my life I've tried to do things by myself actually. So I don't know. Just that's interesting that you are like very family oriented, which I
And
guess
I
is
know what
good.
you mean. I know what you mean. Like
Um,
I went through a period where I didn't think I needed anybody, and I ended up being the most broken down person I could ever have been.
I guess the next question would be if you could control your time, like you said, you wanted to fit everything in together. What would you be your perfect schedule, and like what would you be doing with your free time?
Oh man. I would be doing everything I need to do in the morning because I feel like if I do everything in the morning, that all my responsibilities, such as like cleaning and doing my homework and stuff, and then in the afternoon, my perfect afternoon would be a car ride to nowhere where a sunset is as big as anything in this world, and just bring a couple of my friends over and have this big old picnic in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't matter where it is, as long as my people and my friends are with me. And good food, of course, good food, man. I think that's ideal afternoon for me.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Good food, you can't.
You really can't.
Question.
Yeah, fatty question. I think Cisco's going to be reading that.
Alrighty, yeah. So this one is from Lexi. What made you want to join and start a podcast?
I think it's something very new for me. I've never done anything like this before, and I'm just excited because I'm ready for the laughs. I'm ready for all the laughter and all the jokes and everything we need to do to make us feel better, but primarily make sure that our audience is having a good time too and laughing with us.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So I'll go on to my question now. What are your favorite movies or shows?
My favorite movie would be Mad Max, the Fury Road one. That one was my absolute favorite. I loved all the action in it, and I love the characters like Furiosa and Max. This wonderful, like action-packed, like not couple, but like friends, and they get through what they have to do. Get through it.
Have you played the game? I think it's a game, right?
I think they made it a game.
Well, I
Yeah,
haven't.
because I thought that it was a game at one point, first person, and like you had different levels that you had to go through. But that's all that I remember of it. I'm fairly certain it was for PS3 though, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was PS4, and they came out like 2013, 15, something like that.
It was PS4?
I can double check that.
I don't think the PS4 was out in 2013. Was it? Oh wait, you know
Okay,
what? It
so-
might have been.
Google says it's came out 2015, and there is some gameplay for PS4. Oh wait,
Oh,
gameplay
okay.
trailer in 2015. Yeah, look at that.
Ooh.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Ah,
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen the movie.
you can get
Good,
out.
man.
Just kidding.
It's really good. I recommend it fully.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Alrighty, so I'll go into my next one. Do you have any hobbies?
I really like to digitally draw. Um,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, that's one of my main hobbies. Right now, I haven't been able to do it, but yeah, I love doing big works, small works, little tiny itty bitty ones. But I really like doing what I do because I mean it's different. I've always been into art since I was younger because of my sister that taught me. And little by little, it just kept growing into my hobby, and that's how it ended up being what it is today.
That's cool. That's awesome.
That's actually pretty cool. I didn't.
Thank you.
So I guess I have a quick question before that. So with your art, did you like watch YouTube videos how to do it, or did you just kind of go like, "This is me trying"?
I was very stubborn with that, actually. I felt like if it wasn't my style, it was copying somebody else's style. But then I looked at it at a different perspective where it was like, oh, it's not copying their style. It's more like them teaching me certain points and terms and how to do what I need to do to make my art feel better.
Then you
And
got to
from
copy
then on-
that, right? Lawsuit.
Almost did. Just kidding. But I was just really stubborn with it. Slowly but surely, I got used to the idea of like, hey, these are not people who are trying to like get their work copied. They're trying to actually show you what to do and how to better your skills.
So I'm actually on your. I think this is yours. Is it that Jiminy Cricket one? Is that where you got that that picture? The
Yes.
one with in the sweater, the yellow sweater.
Yes.
So
Yes,
this
it
is you, right? This is all. This is all your stuff.
Yes, that is all my stuff.
Are these are digital drawings?
Yes, I do them all from my iPad and my Apple Pen.
This okay? So this one with the girl in the sea. I'm assuming she's a mermaid.
Actually,
Oh
she
no,
isn't.
never mind. I think she's just a person. I see her hips now.
Yes.
TMI. Sorry about that. And all you underage listeners, please close your ears. I see. So this is actually good stuff. I did not realize it. I saw it because, like I told you earlier, I saw that that picture, and that I'm telling you, it cracks me up. It cracks me up every time I see it, and I don't know. Is that supposed to be you? Is that you?
The water one, right? No.
No. The one in the yellow sweater.
Yes, that is me. I feel like
Oh,
that one was
okay.
the most perfect representation of me.
So creeper, is that what? No, man. This is really good stuff. I'm actually liking this page right now. I did not realize that this was all you. I thought that like you just posted pictures and that was really it. I didn't know that you actually drew all of this. Even these other sketches, is this all digital, or did you like upload hand drawings as well?
Yeah, the little hand drawings, I did those a while back. I had them in my sketchbook, so I was like, might as well put it on there,
Dude, this is cool. This
Thank
is
you.
real good stuff. This is awesome.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
Do you want to put a plug for your Instagram?
Yo, let's do that right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and feature Jiminy Cricket 789 because the 789 is just so good off the tongue. The 789, and I cannot wait to post this on the Phat Chat IG. Jiminy Cricket 789, and we're gonna go ahead and continue.
Picante. That was a little too picante.
Too much McDonald's sausage picante.
All right, so this next question actually comes from Chon, the one who decided to abandon this.
What a jerk, douche.
What do you hope to achieve with the Phat Chat?
Like I mentioned earlier, I feel like if I were to achieve anything, I would achieve to make my audience or our audience laugh, make their lives a little brighter. Even if by just a little bit we can make them laugh. I mean, that's one of the biggest achievements for me.
Like a good laugh, like a
No, I think she means the
No, she means like a
No, probably one of my weird but good laughs, I guess. I don't know.
I see it. No, I see it.
Yeah.
One of those.
More like a light scream.
Or a lightsaber going through somebody, whichever one works.
Same thing. It's pretty much the same sound. But that's awesome. No, I mean, I guess it's awesome to hear.
Yeah. All right. So this next one is from Chun also. What makes you happy? What makes you sad? What intimidates you? How do you cope and overcome all these facets Should I have read that
It's
separately?
pronounced fackets. It's
Fackets?
pronounced fackets.
Is it
No,
really?
it's not. No,
Oh.
no.
No, it's not.
Bro, I was like, wait a minute, how do you say this?
I guess I'll answer it in like parts. So what makes me happy is, again, I keep repeating myself, but it truly is one of my biggest happy moments is when I'm with my friends and I'm with my family and they truly want to joke around with me and they want to make me laugh. Like that is one of the best things I could ever ask for. The second question was
What
Sorry.
makes you L sad? What makes you Essa sad, girl?
Lisa.
being alone with my problems. If I have an issue and I keep overthinking it, I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, I need somebody there with me to be able to handle what I'm going through. I think that's what makes me really sad. If I'm by myself, like, I know that if I'm by myself, I'm not going to be in an okay place. So the third question was, what intimidates you? Something that's always been intimidating to me is people. I feel like people who are very confident in themselves, because I am not confident in myself. And so I feel like they have this amazing characteristic and I slowly have to inch myself towards people and they have this natural ability to. So when they try to say hello to me and try to start a conversation, I feel very happy and very, very overjoyed to be able to meet this wonderful person. But at the same time, if I can't get to know them, like it's scary to kind of just step into the light and be like, "Hi, how are you?" Like those kind of things intimidate me. And then,
Well, you know what? I'm so happy. I'm so happy to know like how you feel about me right now. Like I'm just so glad to know that I intimidate you and that that it's just an honor to know me. It's very, very
actually, you did intimidate me a little bit at the beginning, but slowly but surely, I got used to
a
it.
little. You mean a lottle?
A waddle?
A
Was it his-
lottle.
Was it his hair?
It was my hair, chest hair, to be,
Definitely.
you know.
Okay, and then the last one was how do you cope and overcome these facets?
Packets.
Packets.
Fackets.
Packets. Talking to people. I think the main medicine for me is talking to
Mhm.
people and letting them know like how I feel and eating all the time. Like eating is also something that helps me a lot. I think that makes me
Yo,
really
do
happy.
you have a fast metabolism?
I used to. I think I might still have. I don't know. Some things are catching up to me, but I feel like I still have
Age.
it. Age,
Nah,
man.
I
I'm
have
growing
a
old.
slow metabolism, but I love to eat. I love to
Dude,
eat,
me
especially with
too.
problems. Oh my goodness.
Do you have a favorite
Mm.
comfort food?
Oh man, it would have to be waffles and ice cream.
Dude, I was
Waffles and
hoping you'd
ice
say
cream?
pizza because of where you were.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, no, I got sick of the pizza after that place, man.
Do they
Sat
let
there
you
crying,
eat like
eating
for free?
pizza?
No, that's what I was really sad about. They don't.
Do
They
they give
just
you a
like
discount?
sometimes, yeah, on breadsticks and stuff, but like on
So,
pizza,
dude, come on now. Come on.
if I put an extra topping on the pizza, they'll give me a discount. But apart from that, like a regular pepperoni pizza, like no, not really.
So you quit.
That's
I
really
should.
cool. That's really cool, blood. Did you quit? Did you really quit?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh man, I was like, dude, our plug left. How are we gonna go over there and get any good pizza now? All right, so look, it's my turn to ask Sean's last question to you. He said, "How does it feel to be?" We'll do it one at a time. How does it feel to be the only female fatty?
Amazing, empowering, and stoked. Like I'm very excited to be on the podcast.
And I'm pretty sure he did not mean this. I'm going to read it the way how it is on here. I'm fairly certain it was a typo. He said, "And the inky fatty that gets a whole episode to herself." So I think his dyslexia kicked in where he just completely, you know, just
Had a
put the
stroke while he
wrong
was
word
typing.
altogether. He had a stroke while he was typing. But I'm pretty sure he said, and the only fatty that gets
Yeah,
to
I
have a
think
whole
only.
episode to herself.
Oh man, I feel so special, man. Like I am so excited and stoked for all this, but having my own episode, yes, please.
Well, you know what? We are so glad to have you. We are happy to have you on the Phat Chat, and just welcome, all around welcome.
Thank you. I accept it. It's very nice to be here.
Oh my God, we're gonna go on to our next segment. What is that, Cisco?
Sorry. Okay. The next the next subject is I can't stand it when, and I hate it when.
I hate it when the host really just doesn't pay attention.
I'm sorry. I forgot I was the host. I'm not used to this.
Dude, I saw Cisco's
I was
face.
I was like, wait a minute. Do I read this? Okay.
He just stroked out.
Let me
Back. Just
My bad.
easing up.
All right, bro. Chill out.
Chill.
Bro, are you crying?
So
A little
again,
bit.
dude, oh my gosh, dude, that was so funny. I think that was just as funny as last episode where we were trying to get his attention for his cell phone.
Yeah, dude, that was so confusing. I was like, what are they trying to do?
Oh my gosh, man.
What we're trying to do right now is move to the next segment, Cisco, so you can help us on that one.
Okay.
Well, Chone obviously is not here with us today. And so he hates it and he can't stand it when people feel entitled. And I would love to elaborate on that, but that's what he hates. Do you guys hate the same thing?
We're waiting for the people who listen to reply.
Yeah, just about. Let's go ahead and give him a moment of silence. That's enough.
I feel like
Do
it's
you
a
guys
hard question, though.
hate entitled people?
Yeah, I feel like it depends on the circumstance though, because some people are very like sensitive to what it means to be entitled. Like, how dare you feel like you have the right to look at me? Like I just glance. Like I don't know. I wasn't looking at you. You're wearing a graphic tee. Just looking at your shirt.
Dude, that's how I feel whenever I stare another man up and down. I'm just like, I like your shoes.
That's a nice cardigan. I
You know
love
what I
that.
mean?
I like
Yeah,
your
it's
cut,
like,
G.
dude, I love it. I
That's
love
a
those
nice
braces
color,
that you got.
hmm
Those
Dude,
shoes
you
are
could-
phenomenal.
You could find a lot of videos too on like Instagram or YouTube of like entitled people compilation. Have you guys seen those?
Yes, I've seen so many of those, dude. I
No,
can't
I've
believe how
never
many
seen it.
people.
Yeah, it's just like a video compilation of like quote unquote Karens being Karens. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So they're like, I'm not wearing a mask inside this Applebee's. And she's like, ma'am, you need to leave. And then she just gets all crazy.
What do you mean I'm being arrested for breaking the law? Something's fishy.
Alrighty, so our next one is I can't stand it when people don't. Oh wait, my bad.
Yeah, wrong one.
My
Wrong
bad, my
person.
bad.
That's okay. It's all right. We'll just
okay.
go naturally with the next person.
Alright, so our next topic is I can't stand it when people don't finish their sentences.
Like when the host just didn't finish this sentence.
My
Yes.
bad. Hey, this is my first time being a host.
Yeah, I have that constantly with people, especially at work, with customers, because people sometimes they'll be like, let me get a honey, what do you want? And then they start, it's just like, sir, I need to take the order before the computer closes on me. And then especially when I'm talking to some, like one of my friends, like they'll be like, oh, and this happened, and they stop. And then I'm just like
last episode.
Yes. Like,
When
do
we-
not leave me on a cliffhanger, dude. I need to know what is going on, man. Like, you can't just finish the sentence. And then I had this one instance where a buddy of mine knew that I didn't like this. And so he purposely, like, started a sentence and he stopped and then he walked away. And I looked at him for a good minute. I was like, yo. And he turned around. He's like, what's up? And I was like, bro, what was the rest of that sentence? And he was like, oh, nothing. And then he walked away. And I just hear him laughing in the background. I was like, bro.
That's torture. That's torture, period.
Exactly.
I don't like it whenever people are arguing and they don't finish their sentences. Like they'll
Yes.
be in the middle of it and then it's just like they'll look at you all crazy, like, and it's just that you're sitting there like, what do you mean? Like, what, you didn't even finish what you're talking about, and then they're just like, I said what I said. No, you didn't say what you said because you didn't finish your sentence.
You didn't say nothing.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
You know what? I hate stupid drivers. And I'll tell you what, I just did this today, this morning. It's so early in the freaking morning. Why are people driving like idiots, dude? This guy, I'm going down the freeway, and it's a 3-lane. There's more than enough room, right? Dude is riding it. We're going, mind you, theoretically, what if I went 95 down the highway? What if I did? I'm not saying that I was going 95, but if I was going 95, why does this person have to be right behind me when there's 2 other lanes that are open? Like, dude, just move over. Just move over. I'm already going fast. Courtesy, if I was going 65 in the slow lane, I'm going to be going all the way to the right. You know what I mean? But then this guy just goes into the other lanes and then starts cutting off big rigs and starts cutting all these other people off. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just stupid drivers. Hate them.
Man.
You never know though. Maybe his wife or something was having a baby, and he had to get to the hospital.
Or he had to use the restroom really, really bad.
Yeah.
So Simone said that. Simone goes, I'm gonna leave it alone because he the first thing she said is he has diarrhea. That was the first thing that she said. He has diarrhea. He needs to get home. He needs to go on the toilet. And I was just like, it's 7:30 in the morning. Why are you gonna? Why? What are you doing in life? Why? And that's just like when people, whenever I'm on the freeway early in the morning in my car, and then people want to race. I'm like, dude, it's 6 in the morning. Why do you want to try and race? It's open road. Just leave me alone. You know what I hate even more than that? I hate whenever orders, food or otherwise, it doesn't matter if it's food or in any other industry, when you place an order and the order comes back wrong. That irritates me. And and I know that there's devil's advocates out there where they're just like, oh, well, maybe you should check your bags. Oh, maybe you should, make sure that everything's there before you go. Well, guess what? Why am I paying for a service that is supposed to check that stuff? And it doesn't, I don't get that good of service. That doesn't make sense, right? Why am I paying you to do a good job and you fail? So.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Josh. My work, I have a lot of Grubhub drivers, and they end up leaving some of the order in the machine, in the thing, I don't remember what it's called, a warmer, and the people call back complaining like, hey, I didn't get this and that, what happened? And then we end up looking back and the driver forgot the food in the warmer, so we have to wait for the customer to arrive back and get her order and then leave, and we give them something additionally because you feel bad because they didn't get their entire order. Yeah, I know what you mean, man.
I'm very glad that you know what I mean. I'm just today, again, Applebee's are being put on blast on the Phat Chat. We had a big order, right? And we actually did do some due diligence. We actually were checking everything. But again, that's not our initial job to go there. Our job is to go there, get our food, be happy, and leave, right? So we thought that we checked everything. And we get back, they're missing one of my pastas, man. And I'm
not the pasta.
Exactly. Not the pasta. Not the pasta.
Anything but that.
Oh, and it was the pasta chicken. It was that chicken fettuccine Alfredo one that they got.
Chicken.
Dude, yes, the chicken. So it was just fettuccine. It was so good, and that's, my mouth was watering for it. Mm-hmm. And then here they are.
Right now.
And they mess it up, dude. They mess it up. They forget it. They don't put it in the bag.
Dang it, Applebee's.
So then Simone, she was just like, you know what? Let me call. And I was just like, yeah, it's best that you call, because I would have just ripped into him like a Ken, but it's all right.
And threatened them.
Dude, honestly, I'm gonna give a shout out to Burger King, but for the wrong reason. They always get my order wrong too. There's this one guy in the back. I'm not gonna say where or anything, because I don't want him to find me. But there's this one guy in the back, and every time he's there, every time I see him there, he messes up my cheeseburger. And I'm like, dude, I told you no mayonnaise or mustard, and I have to bring it back. One time I had to bring it back 2 times for the same burger.
He's like, this kid. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna care. I don't get paid
Bro.
enough to care, bro. I don't get enough hazard pay to care.
There's this
Yeah.
McDonald's too. There's this one guy who literally every time I show up, he always gets my order wrong. My guy, I'm allergic to onions. You gonna give me extra onions when I said no onions? Are you trying to kills me?
Yo, no, for real. That's actually a really good point. That's a really good point because
Mhm.
for me, for example, I'm diabetic, right? So when I get a diet drink, right? Diet drinks are bad for you, whatever. People, I don't care. I don't care. Sue me, lick me, whatever. I don't care.
Please
So
don't sue us.
I like diet drinks, but then, for example, if somebody gave me a regular drink, dude, my blood sugar is gonna be out of whack. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you're not just paying for a service, but you also are in the industry to make sure that your stuff is right. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah. So I know it's good for you to like drink diet sodas, but do you like the taste more than regular sodas?
Yo, so I always get that question a lot, actually. They're just like, why it tastes like watered down soda, how can you enjoy it? Dude, it's actually a lot sweeter. It's a lot sweeter. Once you keep drinking it and drinking it, I can't do regular soda. I mean, I can taste the difference, but I love diet soda, diet everything.
Mhm.
I like it.
Alrighty, so we could go on to the next one. I hate it when people hate on your interests. And I'll give you an example. In middle school, there was this kid who loved Star Wars. Like he really, really loved it. When they would show movies in class, he would like always say to show Star Wars. And then one day I forgot what we were talking about, but it came up and he's like, "Yeah, I don't like Star Wars anymore." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, my friends think it's lame, so, it's kind of lame now." And I'm like,
Aw.
"Dude, that's not cool." Stuff like that.
Is this friend of yours you?
No.
It's okay if it is.
It's not me. I'm proud.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, that sucks. I feel like you have like a lot of effort into learning about something. Not specifically to that story, because that story sounded super out of whack. Just kidding. But like
Well,
when
it
you
is a
have,
middle school story, so.
yeah, I mean,
Just a lot of
middle school
shady
drama.
details. That's all.
But like when you put so much like of your time and effort into learning about an interest, and then people are just like, okay, I don't.
Or
care.
even like your time and effort to make something. Like there's this YouTuber who has a YouTube channel,
I'd hope
and
so.
he buys albums, he listens to the whole thing, and then he makes a video on why they're bad or like why they shouldn't be out.
Wow.
Dude, ban them.
hmm
Dude, that's what I did on your no, never mind. No, nothing.
But yeah, so it's pretty not cool. And yeah.
Agreed. Keep rolling.
Oh god.
This is good. Did you have another question?
Let's go. Keep going.
Oh yeah, dude, my bad. I thought that was my last one. I was reading it backwards. I have dyslexia. I apologize. I was like, yo, what's going on? Okay. When people don't apologize. That's my next one.
Are you gonna apologize for this podcast?
I know. You can apologize for
Dude,
being a
I'm
horrible
sorry.
host.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
my god.
My deepest condolences.
You beg the fatties for their forgiveness for this
I beg,
these horrible transitions.
bro.
No amount of editing is gonna fix this.
No amount of dead air editing at all, dude. This
Bro.
is just we're just gonna
That's
throw
my
it on
bad.
there. We're gonna throw it on Anchor and just let it be.
Oh, God.
My bad. I was reading it backwards.
We're gonna let the listeners feel the awkwardness in the air.
Oh my! I think I'm gonna have to add some extra time, bro.
Yeah, no, dude. When people don't apologize, especially if they're wrong, like sometimes I think it's important to recognize when you are wrong. I know it's obviously hard, but I'm a believer of like recognizing your fault because that's how you grow. Even though it's hard for myself sometimes. But yeah. Don't. I mean, you gotta apologize if you're wrong.
Yeah, I can see that.
especially because like I've had a lot of experiences where teachers don't apologize for losing my assignment, and it like really messes up my grade. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I had it right here under my computer," and they're like, "Okay, well I put it in now," and it's like, dude, I'm failing your class because of that. You know what I mean?
Because of that specifically,
That specifically,
it's not because of anything else.
definitely not.
Not any.
I'm a great
Uh-huh.
student. I'm a great student.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Mhm.
just from lack of time, I'm gonna go ahead and just ask one of my questions instead. I don't like when people assume something about you and then hold it as a fact and are unwilling to listen. Because then, if you try to defend that point, then at that point you're just argumentative, and then like they look at it like you're just trying to lie or cover yourself, and then you literally cannot anytime you talk, you just dig a deeper hole, and it's like, my guy, like, just listen to me. Whatever you think, you're retarded and you're wrong.
Mhm.
Especially when they think that they have like refuting evidence. Like there's evidence that is piled up on their side that you are the person that you are. And when you show them that they're wrong, they're not wanting to give you the time of day because no one likes to be proved wrong, right? No one likes to be proved wrong, but people are just people are just going to be people. But whenever you do prove people wrong and they still don't want to listen, they still want to be jerks about it, that is the part that I hate most.
Yeah, it's really annoying. That was actually my second part, where it was like just stubborn people unwilling to listen, especially if they're wrong. Just so unwilling to be like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's work our way through this so that one of us can change our mind. Like, anytime I've had an argument, I am at least willing to accept the idea that or the possibility that I might be wrong. And I defend my point, like in any argument. I would defend my point using evidence and fact that I would consider to be fact. If it's not, then that's a part of the argument where I get proven wrong. But yeah, go ahead and ask, or your point, your part, Jimena, if you want.
Oh, yeah. I hate it when there's rude customers, especially when it's not me and it's somebody else. Like there's somebody attending, like at McDonald's. Oh man, I had this experience where this lady was being just dead rude to this person, this poor worker there, and she was demanding that her order was wrong, and she kept going over it. And I get it, like you understand that when you get your order wrong, like especially with me, because I know how that feels. Like you get your order wrong and you're like, hey, maybe like this and that are missing. Like, can I please have this back? But this lady was just going full blown out rude to this person. She's like, who do you think you are? Like, where's my food? And she was like yelling at her. And once I got up to her, I was like, hey, are you okay? Like, she was being really rude. And she was
Straight
like,
up
yeah,
crying.
almost tears, man. You could see. And she was like, yeah, it happens all the time. Like it's sad that to see these people get used to this kind of treatment, because people are like, going back to the topic of being entitled, people think that they're so entitled because they're the customer and like they're the worker. They have to do what you ask. But then again, we're all human. That's never going to change.
Dude, there's this one experience where this kid, can you believe the audacity of this kid, goes back and asks for no mayo and no mustard? Unbelievable.
Listen, man, that was 2 times in a row.
Dude, and then this one guy who can't get over his faggots, and he just wants like extra onions on his stuff, and they won't give him extra onions, bro.
Oh my goodness, can you believe it?
Disgusting people, disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, this one is from our missing member Chon. He says comments directed to race in supermarkets. I've seen that happen plenty of times, and the only thing I could say on that, I hate whenever people are people. People will be people. Take color lines out of it, because I know people who are just like me who are a different race, creed, and color. So people are going to be people. There's no need to say, oh, that person does this because they're this race, or that person does this because they're that race. No, they do that because they're human. So I hate it.
I'll be honest, I've actually never had any racist encounters.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, I am Hispanic, by the way, for those listening.
Yo, I'm a melting pot. I'm the American dream, bro. And my son is even the worst version of an American dream because he's so many things. I think he's like 13 nationalities.
Dude, well, actually, I have seen one of my friends. It wasn't like racism, like right then and there, but it was like a little weird. You know, he's Mexican, and someone comes up and he's like, "Oh, are you from here?" And he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Do you speak Spanish?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And then that was it.
Just yeah.
It's a weird encounter.
Yeah,
That is a weird
very
encounter.
awkward. He was like, "Yo, what was that?" But
Just
yeah,
walk up to someone. Hey, do you speak English? All right, cool. Have a good day. I feel it.
but yeah. Alrighty, so now we'll go on to the state of the ecosystem.
So the state of the ecosystem, for example, in Florida right now, it's no surprise to the world that the Earth is undergoing some kind of change. It's just like when a pubescent young man or woman go through the life stage of puberty. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with my body. There's something wrong with the Earth.
That's a great example.
There's something wrong with the Earth right now, and it's not changing for the better. We recently saw in Florida what's called, well, it's actually fish and other sea life that are washing up dead on the shores. Water's way too hot. Birds are not eating the floating fish, and that's not a good sign. After further research, it's due to what's called a fish kill, and that happens every summer. So the thing about this though is that it's not your normal fish kill, and all those sources like NBC6 say it's not due to population or pollution. They still admit, along with TC Palm, the Weather Channel, and the Miami Waterkeeper, that the water is too hot, above 90 degrees, which is insanely hot for water near the bay where it's at, due to the increase in polluted water. They say that it's not due to pollution, but yet here it is from their website. You can read this on their website, so it's not against our disclaimer or anything. You want to say something about it, go ahead and DM me and I'll let you know it's on your freaking website. But it says right here, due to polluted waters, they noticed that the natural seagrass, roughly 20 square miles, it's gone missing, dude. And in some areas are nearly gone, with 90% disappeared. So warmer water mixed with pollution from the runoffs into the bays and oceans. And this stuff is containing fertilizers, septic effluent, sewage spills, pet waste, and other sources of nutrients that don't belong in the water. And the missing seagrass, it creates dissolved oxygen. Dude, these fish and other sea life like eels, stingrays, pufferfish, etc., they're literally suffocating to death. And they're just washing up to the shore. And it doesn't seem like anybody's really doing much about it, and that it's something that is wrong. The Miami Waterkeeper. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What did you say?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say there's like an incredible imbalance between like the mosquitoes. I don't know if you've read, but BBC released a report saying that there's like 750 million genetically modified insects, mosquitoes, I believe, to be released in Florida because of the mass population of them. And obviously, like if you know anything about mosquitoes, they like all of the conditions that you listed right now, that the warm water, the humidity, all that.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing, is that it's a huge imbalance, which is causing like way more disease. I think 1% of all of those mosquitoes, something like that. The statistic I think says 1% of all those mosquitoes have all the diseases. Like, how is that possible? All 1% of those mosquitoes have all kinds of disease, including West Nile virus, dude. So if you take all the population of those mosquitoes, which are in the millions, you're still looking at the hundreds of thousands of mosquitoes that are infected and can spread disease so quick, you know. And Florida, that's gonna come later. We're gonna talk more about that. But in the Miami Waterkeeper said this, and I want everybody who's listening to keep this in mind. Really keep this in mind when it comes to doing your part. I'm not an activist in any way, but I do believe in recycling, recycle, reuse. It's a simple process, something that you can always help with. And dude, if you're using fertilizers, don't use the stuff that corporations need who aren't by water, use your own water and care for the ocean, man, because the waterkeeper said this: we are passing a tipping point for the bay not being able to support any life literally overnight. This happened overnight, guys. Like the seagrass disappearing happened, I think, within a couple nights. So they're past the tipping point for their bay, and the bay became a dead zone. This event is not a normal occurrence, but rather a sign that something is seriously out of balance in our bay. And it's not just the bay. There's something seriously out of balance with the world. And so, which goes on to our next statistic, that the decade of 2010 to 2019, that was the hottest decade recorded ever. From when man was able to start taking temperature, that is the hottest decade recorded, which obviously has been affecting the Arctic. It's been creating warmer waters over there, both North and South Pole, if those poles exist. But it's the tips of the Earth where it's supposed to be cold. That's not what's happening. The waters are getting warmer. The ice caps are truly melting. It's creating more water throughout the Earth, which that raise, I think it's like a few inches. But it's crazy how just a few inches affect the entire ecosystem. And right now, with that hottest decade being recorded, it increased the margin by 1.78 degrees Fahrenheit. Only 1 degree away from the warning that scientists have given could cause a global catastrophe. So
Man.
you talk about, like, for example, there was this documentary on the History Channel talking about this probe that went to the sun. They were able to send a probe to the sun. It lived. It's still orbiting the Earth. And they said that, I think back in the 1800s, what they believe was at that time a solar flare knocked out all kinds of communication. I think that was it was like the telegraph and all these other forms of telecommunication at that time. They said that if the same thing was to happen now, the world would be in chaos. It would take, I think they said, about a year or so or longer to get all of mankind's infrastructure back online. Because when you think about that, if all electronics and all of our communication devices are gone, what are we going to use to reboot? We're not going to have anything to reboot.
Yeah.
Machines
Pigeons.
that build our stuff. Pigeons, yeah. Stuff that we have to reboot the stuff isn't even going to work. So it doesn't make sense. And it's stuff like this that people really, really aren't understanding when it comes to our world, our Earth. You know, mankind hasn't even been to the depths of the ocean, but yet they're so fascinated with what's above us.
We gonna die.
I agree, bro. If things don't stop the way that they're going, I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah, that's crazy to hear.
The part about like not knowing what's under our seas, like that's crazy. We haven't even found out what's going on.
It's a whole lot of dark, I can assure you.
Yes, sir.
Too much darkness. The light is coming to get back.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I know you know that song, Cisco. Don't act like you don't know that song.
I don't know, man. I don't think I've heard it.
Light is coming to get back with the darkness. So, ooh, ooh. Yeah, our girl Ari. Shout out to Ari. You're gonna be on this podcast one day. I promise.
You will. She just has to respond to my text.
She has to respond to our DMs. I think we're on day 400 or no 4,685. Is that what we're on? 5,689.
But it's only the fact. I mean, it's only a matter of time. So she responds. So
It's probably because you're underage.
Probably.
What are you, like 13 right now?
Wait until that 18th birthday, bro. She's gonna be like, ding.
He'll be on it. That
So
same
when's your
midnight.
next podcast?
So Sean's
Yeah.
next point was, do you guys think that the genetically altered mosquitoes that we referred to are going to help or hurt the human race / ecosystem?
Dude, so I read this article. When they first were doing it. For some reason, my phone pops up, random articles, and that was one of them. And there's not enough testing. There's not even close to enough testing to say how pure this theory is. That it's basically okay. So this is what it is. All of the all of the genetically modified mosquitoes are female. I think they're female, and they're only bred to create other females. Where that way it can it can oh no, male. Sorry, male. And that way the females can all die off, and then that way it's just all male. So that way it can only be the genetically modified mosquitoes, and then those genetically modified mosquitoes are supposed to kill these other ones. Like they're programming them to be hitmen of mosquitoes. But I don't think that it's gonna go through. I think 10 years down the line, this is how horror movies start. Like this is how it starts, and it's happening.
How do they know like that the females won't mate with the offspring of like mosquitoes?
I think that
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
I think the genetically modified ones are going to kill them, is what he was saying.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's gonna take a long time for them to take out other mosquitoes.
Yeah, but you also have to consider the law of large numbers. Like if you have 1,000 of them, or what is that, 750 million genetically modified, that's a lot.
It's true. It's true.
But I'm not a doctor, so whatever.
I am.
Oh, okay. My bad, dog. My bad.
Yeah.
PhD and everything.
PhD and the PH for the Phat Chat.
Oh yeah, I have a PH and everything. Just the PH.
Dude, okay, so I checked up the article, right? Sorry, that's what I was doing. Look, it says thanks to a conditionally lethal genetic variant, when OX513A sounds like something from Lilo and Stitch, bro. Like this mosquito, its name is OX513A. That's its name. When those mosquitoes mate with wild females, their offspring should die before they are old enough for females to begin biting.
Ooh.
Dude, so it's basically
they have to find women who will be wilding out from what you just read.
Exactly.
Wilding out female mosquitoes. Nice.
But
here's the thing to remember though. This is America, all right? This is America right here. We can do what we want. We can do whatever we want.
0x513A. If you're listening, be free.
Do what you want. Be free. It's America.
It's just like that. It's just like that one video on Instagram I saw where it was talking about COVID, and it said like New Zealand, Canada, Italy, like for the second wave of COVID, and this guy just goes inside, right, masks up, all that stuff, and then it shows him. It says USA, and it plays that song, the Never Gonna Break My Style, right, and he's just taking shots, and I'm like, that's America. That's America, dude. Like if everybody stayed inside for a month and didn't, go anywhere and just cooked for themselves, this thing would have been died off. Now it's everywhere.
Hey man, if I need my shots, if I need my shots and my, sneezing in people's faces, if I need to do that, then whatever.
Then you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta just do it.
And you got that opportunity here. It's a land of opportunity, all right? This is the opportunity to sneeze in my face.
Yo, what happened to the accent? What happened to the accent?
Like went out.
Hold on. It's the land of opportunity, all right? It's America. It's America. We have the opportunity to do what we want.
The way they said it was, we have the opportunity to do what we want, sir. We have the opportunity to do everything we want. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
it is the beverage I am beveraging right now. Ignore me.
But yeah, I think that's pretty crazy to think about. But to go on to our next topic, proper bus etiquette.
Disclaimer: I've been on a bus like once.
I used the bus when I was in elementary. I think like third grade. So nice. I'm pretty experienced in life.
Nice. I used to take the bus a lot for my band trips up to like.
Because one time at band camp. Well, you know what? To help assist us with this, we have our guest speaker. He is actually the topic raffle winner that we had last time. His name is David. So we, as the Phat Chat, would like to welcome him on the show.
Woo!
Oh, thank you for having me.
Clap. Hey, David, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm glad to be here.
Nice to have you with us, man. So the way that this works, obviously, we're friends. We just talk. We're talking about the topic right now. So whenever you have your input, man, go ahead and bring it in because you are a bus driver, correct?
I am a bus driver.
Awesome. So
How long have you been driving?
I'm going into, actually, it'll be 7 years on the 21st of October. So,
dude, congratulations.
Wow.
oh, wow.
Happy
Thank you.
anniversary or early anniversary.
Oh, geez. No one ever told me happy anniversary before, like ever, regarding the job.
Oh, this is awkward.
Oh,
Doesn't sound like proper bus etiquette.
That right there is proper bus etiquette. Thank you. Roll credits.
Look at this guy. Look, we're more than friends here, all right? If you're fast and you're furious enough, we're family.
it's all about family.
And beer, as long as it's a Corona.
No, the Rona. The Rona. We want the Rona 19. That's it.
Exactly.
Oh, the Rona got us.
With 19 Mochino cherries. So we have. I grew up during a time where people would get on the bus, they'd pay the driver, use the ticket, walk back, not all the way to the back of the bus. This is America. We have equal rights, and stand if there were women needing a seat, and they were always behind the yellow line. Is that what's being done today?
In my personal experience, I do not see that happening very much. You know, you get a lot of young people who get on my bus, and well, I'm not just going to say my bus, but it's the bus in general, because I see it even when I'm taking the bus when I'm not on duty. But you know how young people, they usually just go to the back of the bus and, you know, be loud, play their music or whatever. There are some times where they sit up in the front area, which is reserved for elderly, disabled, pregnant women, things like that. So when they actually get on the bus, I have no problem with them sitting on that side. But when, you know, somebody who needs the seat gets on the bus, you know, it triggers me. It triggers me when when these young spry individuals don't get up out of their seat and offer it to somebody who definitely needs it. Because the way I drive, they're going to need to sit down.
And are you like the monitor? Like, can you actually tell them, hey, you need to get up? Like, you need to get up and let them sit there?
Can you hit him with a sock of butter?
You know, I could, you know, my power, my authority as a bus driver can only go so far. You know, you can tell them all you want, but you can't say anything that will provoke somebody. Right. Mm-hmm. So you can ask them, sir, ma'am, do you think you could spare a seat for this gentleman here or this lady here, because they're elderly or infirm or whatever.
Well, that's the thing. When they're older, shouldn't they be the ones standing because they have more experience standing?
So stupid.
You know what? You know, that's a good point. And that's a valid argument.
Don't encourage him, David. Don't encourage him.
I never thought about it that way. but no, it actually, you know, that is certainly a missing element these days. And you know, you growing up and, you know, trying to have the best manners as I can. I'm the person who kind of doesn't want to inconvenience people. So when I see other people inconvenience people, it triggers me. So that's something that's really a problem.
Yeah. So what about PDA? Is PDA acceptable on the bus?
PDA?
Yeah, public displays of affection, or should they keep that stuff at home?
Wait, one more time? I didn't hear you.
PDA is public display of affection. Is that allowed on the bus, or should they keep that at home?
No, that's allowed on the bus. They can do that, well, you know, whenever they want, as long as they, you know, don't start taking clothes off and stuff like that. I mean, just
I can't control myself, so I probably will. So
oh no.
You know what? I find myself unable to control myself, you know, from joining when I see it. But, you know, I have to respect it. I'm just no, but that's perfectly acceptable. You know, public displays of affection. Just don't get too rowdy with it. Keep your clothes on. You know.
Not too intimate.
Yeah.
So Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, they're not allowed on your bus, right?
Oh, no way. Not a chance. I will leave them. If I see them waiting at a bus stop, I will leave them. Say, hey, they're a danger. They're a biohazard. No
There
way.
you go. Biohazard. I saw a mosquito. I just couldn't.
Right before they get on the bus, be like, excuse me, ma'am, I don't have a mop for that. No, never mind. It's okay.
You know,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna basically tell you my thoughts on regarding proper bus etiquette, and that's why I brought it up. I try to stay away from the work, the job as much as I can, but I just have a lot to say in this regard. When it comes to proper bus etiquette, just don't irritate the driver, okay? Especially if it's your regular driver, because one day you're gonna be running for the bus, and he's gonna see you, but hey, you're not at the bus stop, so take right off. I've done that many times.
Oh wow.
Do not irritate the driver, because there's a lot of people who don't really give them the respect that they deserve, because dude, we deal with a lot. There's when I got my job, I thought that I was only just going to be just taking a seat and driving from one end of the city to the other, but there's actually a lot more involved, a lot of paperwork. I was surprised. So just
paperwork, like filing incidents or what?
Oh yeah, filing incidents. If somebody falls, if somebody just trips and falls, oh, I'm okay. Still have to write up a report. Still have to call control and write up a report about it.
That sucks.
Yeah,
like, and control. I have another idiot who can't walk.
I mean, I know we're supposed to be professional drivers, but I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes it's too much of a hassle. If I have somewhere I need to go after work, I will completely ignore it. Oh, did you fall? Oh, I didn't know. I never knew. I didn't hear or anything. I mean, my eyes are supposed to be on the road, not on people inside my bus,
It sounds like he's got the Fast and the Furious. Am I right?
Exactly. No, he's.
I will not hesitate to do donuts in the parking lot with a bus if I could. Okay.
What's that movie? Speed? Is that movie? Remember the movie
with
with the bomb on the bus.
That's
yes.
Right,
yeah.
Man,
that's David. That's David with Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
Oh, you're not alone, sir. Oh, you are not alone.
All right, David, my turn. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, is breastfeeding okay on the bus?
From the experience from the experience of breastfeeding my two little brothers, I wouldn't knock it if somebody else decided to do it. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, but I guess there's some sticklers, some drivers who have been doing this job too long who say, hey, cover that up. But no, not me. It's breastfeeding. It's perfectly natural. Be my guest,
Yeah.
Just go ahead and whip it out.
That's what I'm talking about. I do that all the time with my son.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but a lot of things that people think that aren't allowed on the bus, well, they aren't, but there are drivers who will have such a boring day that they'll let it slide, and I'm one of those drivers who all I want is my break at the end of the line. That's all I care about. I don't care about what you bring on the bus. I don't care who you threaten. Just don't touch anybody. Just leave me in peace. Okay. Behind the wheel of the bus is the only place where I can actually think. It's like I'm on autopilot. So the less distractions, the less ruckus, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. And what about, I know with the pandemic, obviously masks are allowed or not allowed, but they are required, right? Is it a requirement or is it a preference?
Oh God. With some people, it's they see it as either or. You get those people who come up to the front door, say, hey man, you got to put a mask on, and say, I have my rights. I have wipes. This like I posted a little meme that I made on Instagram a couple nights ago. Like that's exactly the situations that are happening right now. People think that this virus isn't real. You know, I've heard that so many times. You know, this virus isn't even real. You're an idiot and stuff like that. But hey, man, that's not going to change the fact that you have to wear your mask before you come on the bus. All right. And when it comes to that, it's like I'm babysitting, dude. Seriously, like because I have to in order to preserve myself. Like I personally want to make sure that people are wearing a mask while they're on the bus. You know, because I don't because it's like whenever people get on the bus, it's like, okay, now it's time for me to start coughing and sneezing and yawning with my mouth wide open. You know, that's it. They choose when it's time to get on the bus to do all that stuff. You know, so in my personal experience, coughing and sneezing happens too much. So you're wearing your mask. Otherwise, hey, no ride. Simple as that.
You know what? I heard a story about a bus driver who, I guess this Chinese lady, sorry, scratch that lady, this lady went onto the bus and she was coughing, and he was just like, "Hey man, you know, at this time there were no masks required." And he just goes, "Hey, you're gonna have to like sit towards the back. Like I'm high risk for this virus." And 3 weeks later, he dies.
Oh man!
And a lot of people still, with the evidence, are still refusing to believe this virus is real.
Is he okay?
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
Cut.
Because I have family who actually are like, oh, this isn't real. And as much as you want to go see them, like if they're not going to take the precautions to take care of themselves, you can't see them, or you can't even invite them over. Like it's like, even though you're not supposed to, but even though you have that thought, you're like, what if they get sick and what if something happens to them? You know, you love them so much. Like, well, I can't do anything. So they're not going to participate, and they're not going to do their part to whatever they can against this virus.
Yeah.
All right.
And what's crazy is it's not even a lot to really necessarily do. Just put your mask on and be careful. Wash your hands. You should be washing your hands anyway.
Agreed.
And the thing with that is you get so many of those people with entitled attitudes, you know, and I just got to be honest, you know, I'm just going to assume that everybody has it when I'm on the job, because even in 2019, 2018 BC, you know, before Corona, they were dirty. Like you would get the
that confused me real quick. I'm not gonna lie.
Like before Corona, jeez.
So you would get so many people like, all right, take my fare box for instance, right? So I use me and a lot of other bus drivers. They use the fare box in order to balance themselves when they turn corners, right? So the fare box is the first thing I clean every time I get on the bus. And bus drivers, we're germaphobes now, the majority of us. So like if I would get somebody who wants to pay right with cash, they like to put their whole hands over the fare box. Just so everybody who listens to this knows, you do not have to touch the fare box in order to put your money in. You put your dollar in, the machine will automatically take the dollar. Okay? All you have to do is drop bloop, bloop, the coins in the little slot. Okay? But the reason I say that is not because just people touching it. It's always the people with the filthiest hands touching my fare box. And I absolutely hate that. Okay, you see dirt under their fingernails, and I make sure I look at their hands when they touch my fare box. Dirty fingernails, disgusting, monkey fingers. I don't like that.
Yeah, you should just spray it after so they get the hint.
And spray at them, not on the fare box. Just spray at their hand.
At their face real quick.
Don't they have the spray sanitizer now? You can just sanitize people. What was that? Hello?
I don't know.
Oh please, that would be such a huge provocation. We'd probably get fired for that. You know, but
assault.
But assault with a clean sterile weapon. But the thing with that guy, with that bus driver, I heard about that, and that's where I started to really grow afraid of this coronavirus. I was always wearing my mask like we were advised to, but that really scared me because I stayed out of work for 3 months because of that story, and like I was afraid. People really do just come up on the bus, like deathly ill, man. Like they're very sick, and I could see why that guy died, because he just said, yeah, she coughed right on me, and what she say? She didn't say excuse me or nothing, but yeah,
Nope.
it's serious, man. It's serious.
Yeah, I think the best, because I have a similar job to you where I interact with a lot of customers, and like very relatively personal, I suppose. But because of all of this, I've been like super conservative about it. I don't let them touch my personal computer, and technically we're supposed to have them sign off on it, but I'm like, nope. I just keep it in my pocket, let them keep their paper. I stay away. I'll lean in and I'll leave the invoice for them on the table, and then I'll lean back, take a couple steps back, and take care of it because I mean, I have family who I care for who I'm not trying to get sick. And then I have, a 98-year-old grandpa who I live relatively with. And it's just, those are too many risks factors to be messing around with.
Yeah. I have 3 cousins who work at the same company that I do, and they're all 3 of them are bus drivers, and 2 of them are twins. They're usually in close proximity with one another. And they just got back from COVID leave because they had the virus, And if he does, and usually if my cousin ends up listening to this, okay, I mean this with all due respect, because you're a champ for taking it like that. But he looked like crap when he came in the next day. Like I was like, dude, you look terrible. He said, yeah, man, the Rona got me. I was like, yep, it sure did. And it looks like it still has a little bit of a hold on you too. So
Took 10 years off him.
This stuff is very real. He had like really dark circles under his eyes, and I thought you could only see that kind of stuff in movies or cartoons. I'm like, dude, look terrible. Sorry.
That's crazy.
But, and I mentioned with my cousin, and I want to, I don't know how much time I got, but just a thing with female drivers. So my cousin, she comes home with every story in the book. She gets hit on a lot, and a lot of the other female drivers that I know of, they get hit on a lot, and I think the job is really, really tougher for them because it's like constant bombardment. Like you get these old crusty dudes, puckering their crusty lips. At them, okay, you look so gorgeous. God. One of them, yeah, there was another driver who tried to hit on my cousin, and he said, and I quote, while stroking his beard, "Do you like your wine seasoned?" I was like, that's the most crustiest thing I've ever heard. And she was just, ew, gross. She was grossed out. And
she had to take
told
a minute
me who
to cringe
it was,
before
and
she replied.
I actually saw the guy. Oh man, I think she cringed really hard, So yeah, but it's tough for female drivers. There's these senior drivers who say like, oh, we get paid too much to do this job. I'm like, hey, speak for yourself, bro. I don't get paid enough.
Yeah,
so,
man. Because I mean, when you've been working that long, bro, you have enough time to adjust your finances and all that stuff. I mean, you're getting closer to SSI, buddy. I'm not. I still have a life.
Right. Yeah. So they have it a lot better than most drivers who haven't been there long, like me or like my cousins.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, we have one. Well, we're going to be asking you one more question. Cisco's going to ask you this one more question, David.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and ask this one. Do people keep their distance from each other on the bus?
You mean during COVID?
Or just like during all times?
Not really. Before COVID, people would sit anywhere where there's an open seat. Because the
Mhm.
buses will get really crowded sometimes. Some routes are really heavier than others, especially during rush hour. So you would get people who take any seat they can, and if the bus is full, they would stand up. I would take my bus and fill it up as much as I can, but I wouldn't pass people up. I would stop, open the doors, let them see that the bus is full, and let them decide if they want to squeeze in or just push on. But
Mhm.
during COVID, however, we have like these little ropes that block off like every other seat. So like it indicates that, hey, you're not supposed to sit there, 6 feet social distance. But there are
Yeah.
some knuckleheads who forget the signs. I don't care. And the same thing with it before COVID. We're supposed to have only 9 people on a bus. So we really do have to actually pass up people, and they're like, when you pass them by on the bus stop, you're like, what? They're like, what the heck? So you get
That's
these
when a little
knuckleheads.
bird tells you a story.
Yes, exactly. But we're supposed to call that stuff in, but it's too much of a hassle. I don't like doing
Mhm.
that. So I just, hey, if they call in, then let them call in. And just a little side note, if you do call in on a bus driver, they do hear about it. Okay, so people think that we don't get
Nothing's
in trouble.
anonymous, huh? Nothing's anonymous.
Absolutely nothing. Some of the supervisors, they laugh at the crazy amount of calls. The crazy kind of calls that we get, and we got drivers flipping people off and all this other stuff. And
Ooh.
yeah, man. But these guys don't get in trouble because we're a union, so we're somewhat protected. So but if you do it too much times, hey, you're dead.
You're dead,
Yeah.
Junior. You're dead.
You're done here.
Yeah, like knock knock, who's there? Yeah, who? You're dead. So yeah, it's tougher than people think. It's not just simply sitting behind the wheel of a bus and just driving it. There's a lot more involved. Like you get people who soil their britches, pee or poop. And I can tolerate pee as long as it's dry and as long as I don't smell it too strongly. But poop, if I smell poop, then I know it's outside of the body, and that's a biohazard. No, I'm gonna have
The
to.
way
I'm
you
gonna
said
have to
outside
decide
the
who-
body.
Yeah, man. Because if you call that up and say, hey, I got a biohazard. He smells like poop. But do you see poop? I'm like, what do you mean? Do I see poop? I smell it. That means it's present. I'm not giving this guy a ride. So that's the kind of stuff that we, they're very technical. If you don't see it, then we show you continuing. So these guys at control could be a hassle too. And the thing is, most of them used to be bus drivers, so you would think that they understand, but they choose not to. Power trip and all that.
Well, I want to say thank you. This was a really good topic. I enjoyed this one a lot.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks
man.
for
I
reaching out.
appreciate it. Thank you for all the good hints and the insight.
And the tips.
Yeah, dude, and how to get away with things on the bus. I'm definitely breastfeeding Joshua on the bus now.
That's gross. but I just want to say I'm a fan of the Phat Chat. You guys are a bunch of hilarious guys. You guys
Thank you.
you guys talk about stuff that's right up my alley, and I appreciate that. So thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. We
Appreciate it.
love to hear that. We do.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well, we hope to be hearing more from you, David. I really, really appreciate it. Keep on sending in. Don't forget, we got that raffle. All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out because I do want a PS4, so I got an Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
An
Make
upgrade.
that transition.
I'm
An
trying to make
upgrade. There you go.
transition. I'm trying to
Make
gain
that
a
upgrade.
collection here. I'm trying to make a collection. But yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys. And
Yes.
all right.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care.
Alrighty, guys. Well, it's time to go on to our next topic. And this one, we're going to be answering questions from the Phatties.
All right. So the first question is from From Ernie and Olivia. What is the mission statement of the Phat Chat? So I like to take lead on this question. It's no secret, and no surprise to the world that there is a sense of loneliness in many homes today, and I believe that the mission of the Phat Chat is to bring back that sense of warmth, hospitality, and friendship back into our homes, back to the ones that we love, and back to the friends that we miss. So I can say wholeheartedly that I believe that is the mission of the Phat Chat, and I don't know if anybody else, if any of you guys want to add on or agree with that.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
think it's a big part is just to bring laughter to all of our friends again, and to
Mhm.
those, and to future friends, whoever is listening, because right now,
Yeah.
you really can't have that. So here we are for you.
Yeah. And so yeah, that was our first question. Our second one is from Aya. How do you become a fatty?
You don't. So as
Oh God. Take a breather, buddy. Take a breather.
Breathe, man.
so look, so our listeners are our fatties, right?
Mhm.
We're all fatties, and that's how we see it. Everybody is a fatty when you're listening to the Phat Chat, and that's just basically it. If you ever want to become a guest or anything like that, just like we had with David, it was a surprise thing. We didn't know that we were going to have him as a guest, but everybody's considered a fatty. So if one day you're ever on the show as a guest, you're our fatty anyway. So you're already a fatty.
But don't forget to enter the raffle.
Don't forget that
Exactly.
raffle, please, and keep spreading the word, people. Out of 4,000 views, we only got like 19 comments. What's wrong with you
Yeah,
guys?
what's up with that? What's the matter? Alrighty, so our next question is from Jasmine. Who are the 3 people who have been the most influential to you and why?
Me, myself, and I. Just kidding. Continue.
Continue.
That's a very I haven't thought of that question.
I'd have to say, for me, 3 people that have been influential to me. I don't know if she means maybe just in life in general, or just for this podcast. One of the people that have been influential in my life is FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I wish I could meet him. I'm just kidding.
I couldn't tell if you were being serious or not. So I was like, what?
No, influential in my life, for sure, it has to be past family members. My family, I don't really have anybody specific, unfortunately. There's just too many people.
But yeah,
Yeah.
as for myself, I don't know. I'd have to say just probably my mom. I don't know. Just my mom is a really hard worker. I mean, she raised me by herself, me and my sister, and she's literally shown me that nothing but hard work. There's no slacking. If you're working, you're working. You give it 110%, and that's what I try to do with everything that I do. And I really dedicate myself to any effort that I'm doing. So that means if I'm working on one thing, I'm not thinking about anything else. My focus is that job. And I guess that would be my influential person.
I'd have to say, like, when I really think about it, like, the people who have influenced me are my family. And I think the 3 people that I would choose from my family are my grandma Jessica, my grandpa Ben, and my dad. I think those three people have done it for me, only because they've shown me what life can be. They showed me how to live a better life, and they've shown me how to continue on despite adversity. And without that training, dude, I wouldn't know how to handle time. I wouldn't know how to handle the caseload that I have in my life. I wouldn't know how to handle that. I've been busy since I was 12, just with everything that we've had to do in life. So I don't think I'd be able to have that solid mindset of what it means to push on if I didn't have them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Kaylee asks, go ahead and interject. If you could design a video game, what genre would it be in, and what would the game consist of? So I actually thought about this myself. I'm going to answer it real quick. It's already asked the question. I would design an open world game similar to Skyrim, but it would have to be a VR game, but like way more immersive. No magic, no fighting, no violence. Just like a paradise Earth, where you can really experience this expansiveness of Earth. Kind of like what do you call it? Like the Nat Geo, where you can like travel like on the
Oh yeah,
Himalayas or whatever. Like that. But
Mhm.
I don't know, like in the most immersive way possible, with like a vest where you feel the vibrations of thunder.
Like a Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So would you want it like you're basically exploring the Earth?
Yeah.
Like you're just exploring the Earth. You're able to get that real sense of adventure, that real sense of exploring and exploration without the dangers.
Sort of, not without the dangers, because it would be like a survival game where it's just when people ask you, like, if you're the last person on Earth.
The dangers of real life.
Yes, like if there's a mountain lion after you, or if there's a tree and it falls on you, like those are dangers that you would have to face and have to figure out in the game. Or hey, it's getting cold outside. What are you gonna do? You have to build a fire, and just life without people and exploring this Earth just by yourself, I guess, would be the game.
Multiplayer game for that.
I mean, sure,
Or-
I guess you could if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
weird
that would
like
be pretty cool.
That'd be my game, I guess.
Hmm. I think if I were to design a game, it would definitely be an action game, kind of like a thriller game. I have been wanting to play one on like PS4, but I couldn't find any good ones that weren't too violent or too mystical or things like that. So definitely a clean thriller where everyone could have fun, maybe even multiplayer. That'd be pretty nice.
I think if I would have to like play a game, it would be through also an action packed game, like a Western packed game, and exploring like the type of farms and places and the people you meet. And
Well, like-
yeah, and I think that would be my ideal game, because I mean I love Western themed things, and especially like open world action packed games where you know what you're gonna do and you decide what you're gonna be. Like, I think for me that would be amazing.
Yeah. We should
So
should
like
make some
Red Dead
games.
Redemption, a game that's already out.
Yes, very
Steal the
similar to
ideas.
that one.
I would like something. I would like something in the ocean, to tell you the truth. I love the water, so I would like something underwater. Maybe something having to do with Atlantis or some type of lost city in the water. Man, because I don't know. I can't remember if it's Knights of the Old Republic. No, not Knights of the Old Republic. Which one was it? It was the one with the Gungan city. So episode 1, maybe even before then, there was a game, the Star Wars game, that had their city underwater, and that was actually really cool to play and stuff, because you were part of it. But I would like something like that, a futuristic world like Star Wars in a way, but underwater. And that's how I would start that off as the base.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. I think if we made games, we would make millions. But
Don't you mean trillions?
whoa. Yes.
Oh,
But yeah, so those were the questions from the Phatties. And I want to thank all of you listeners, for tuning in to the toxicity of the Phat Chat. We hope you enjoyed today's session. Thank you to our guest, David. Again, big thank you to everyone around the world who's tuning in, as the Phat Chat is international. Tune in next episode for these topics. The Phat Chat tries ASMR, the surprise topic from our raffle topic winner, which will... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, if you guys haven't answered the raffle, enter the raffle.
Yeah, you got to answer. And we'll announce that on our Instagram live. Then we'll have Xbox versus PS4. And for our special topic, what do men and women want from life? Please don't forget to like and subscribe on any platform you're listening on. If you If you like us, give us a 5-star rating. Don't forget, we need your help to get to 1,500 followers on Instagram and 1,000 plays on any platform. And we'll host another raffle with the PS4 as our grand prize. Again, thanks, Phatties, for tuning in. And remember, guys, drive fast, skip class, wear a mask. Phat Chat signing off.